If your Kotak Neo API is showing errors like 401, unauthorized, IP mismatch, or session issues, even after adding your static IP, then you are probably fixing the wrong problem. And trust me, most developers are making the same mistake. Because in many cases, the issue is not your code, not your API setup, and not even your authentication logic. The real issue is your IP configuration. In this video, I will walk you step by step through the basics so you can understand what is actually happening behind the scenes. Let's start with the context. After SEBI regulations, brokers like Kotak introduced stricter rules for API-based trading. One of the most important requirements is static IP whitelisting. This means that your trading requests must come from a fixed public IP address that is registered in their system. If your request comes from any other IP, even if everything else is correct, the request will be rejected. Now here is where things get confusing. Most developers think that once they add their IP in the dashboard, everything should work. But that is not always true, because the IP you think you are using might not actually be the IP that is being sent to Kotak. Let's simplify what static IP actually means. When we talk about static IP in this context, we are referring to your server's public IP address, not your laptop IP, not your Wi-Fi IP. Wi-Fi IP only if you are running from your local PC or local server, and definitely not something like 192.168 or localhost. Your application runs on your server or VPS. That server sends a request to the internet, and that request carries a public IP address. That is the only IP Kotak sees, and that is the IP that must be whitelisted. Now let's see where to add this IP in Kotak Neo. Open Kotak Neo. Go to the More section, then click on Trade API. Here you will find your API applications. If you have not created one yet, create a new application first. Once inside, you will see an option to add your static IP. You can add your primary IP and optionally a secondary IP as backup. Keep in mind only IPv4 is supported here, and usually there is a limit of 2 IPs. Now here is the most important step that many people miss. After adding or updating your IP, you must create a new session. If you continue using an old session, your changes will not take effect, and your requests will continue to fail. Before moving forward, let's quickly talk about common mistakes. Many developers add their laptop IP but run the bot on a VPS. Some forget to refresh the session. Others get confused between multiple API applications, and sometimes they whitelist the wrong machine entirely. Because of this, a very confusing situation happens. Your login works perfectly, but when you try to place an order, it fails. And that is where most people get stuck. In the next part, we will uncover the real hidden issue that causes this behavior.